Yes, Captain, do we have any questions?
Om Guru to all. Thank you so much, Dr. Radhika ji, for lovely sharing again. We do have a question. I'll just share it. Question number one is: can we act in the world yet stay untouched as Krishna ji does?
Okay, so the scripture just told you that you should. Not only can you, but you should. So it's not easy at all. Nobody is saying here that anything mentioned in the Gita is easy to do. But if you want to feel free, if you want to rise above the misery, the suffering, the sadness, or you have to, is there a choice? We are in a corner. If we do not follow what the Gita is telling us, however difficult it may be, then we will stay in misery. There is no other alternative. What happens is that when we get little pleasures in life, they are like traps. We somehow, Maya wants to convince us that okay, this time with this little pleasure you're going to be okay. But it's all an illusion, because that happiness, however little happiness or big happiness, soon converts into pain. So it is the job of Maya to keep you tied and to show you little pleasures so that you stay oblivious of your main bliss. But Krishna here is telling you that you are bliss itself, and if you want to feel your own bliss nature, you must become unattached. So, yes, it is possible. Yes, we can. And that is why Krishna is asking us to do so. And he is saying that if you are able to do this, then you will be ever happy. And we can. So, how do we become unattached? Now, the only way to become unattached is to turn inwards. Now, the problem is that we are all outwards. We are only looking at the things of the world. And because we are looking at the things of the world and we are tied into our body consciousness, therefore, we are developing likes and dislikes, and we want to grab the things that we like. Now, if we stop all this business, if we sit in meditation, if we turn our attention inwards and we start to feel the peace of our own being, then automatically over a period of time we start to have a sense of comparison, that oh, the inner peace that I feel in meditation is much greater and much better, more delicious than the little petty pleasures that I get from the outside world. So only once you have a sense of comparison, you are able to turn inwards more and more and more. And once you are turning inwards, automatically your clinging, your craving, and your attachment with the world will decrease. So, yes, we should work for this non attachment. It is possible, we can, and it is difficult, but definitely possible. We must do it. This is the only way out for us. Otherwise, there is no way. Without Vairagya, we are not going to have our freedom. We have to, at some point, should come where the pleasures of the world disgust us. So we have to say that I don't want this. These are pleasurable things around me, but I don't want them. I want my own higher bliss. You have to affirm this to yourself. And therefore, you will automatically, once you know that what you want is within yourself, you will automatically get detached from the world. That is the only way. So let's do it at our own pace. But for some it may be easier, others may be more difficult. But at least, are you taking the first step or not? That is the important thing. Have you started to turn inwards or not? That is more important. Have you fallen? Are you in love with God, in the sense, are you trying to surrender to the Lord more and more? Are you developing love for him more and more? And are you doing your practices more and more, just one step at a time? It's not an overnight journey. It's not like today you wish and tomorrow it's going to happen, but it is possible. Master has given us even time frames. Practice Kriya for such and such time, then you can have your freedom in 3 years, 6 years, 12 years, 36, 40. So all of this has been given to us. The only thing is we need to walk on it, however difficult it appears to be right now. But the fruit is sweet. No, Gita has told us that anything that appears to be pleasurable right now is like poisoned honey. Why? Because it appears like honey, sweet as honey, but then it will kill you. All sense indulgences, this is what it does. They trap you in the lower chakras. But then what is good, like things like non-attachment or developing good habits, they will appear difficult at first. But then as you keep practicing them, they will become as sweet as nectar. So we have to again listen to the promise of the scripture, to the promise of the Guru, and take the difficult journey so that we can enjoy the fruit of it, that means the bliss that will come out of that difficulty. And with no pain, no gain. So without a challenge, even happiness does not appear to be as happy. So if you want this to see the view from the summit of a mountain, we have to do the drudgery and the hard work of climbing up on the mountains. The same is with non-attachment. We have to keep trying. Every time our emotion jumps out at something as a reaction to the world, that time be alert, aware, withdraw within yourself and meditate regularly. So I think that's it for this question. Any other question?
Yeah. Next is, how can we develop vastness in our own consciousness?
Okay, so there are many ways of developing vastness. First and foremost is meditation, because as you meditate and you go deeper in yourself, you start to feel that you are not limited by the margins of your own body, that your existence and awareness goes beyond the confines of the body, and that's the direct way of expansion. And more you can, be in that stillness of your own being. You will realize that that stillness is the substratum of all that exists. So that is first, foremost, and direct way of feeling your omnipresence. The other way, master said, is the social way of omnipresence, and that is the way of love. So when you start loving, first you kind of love people who are around you, you love your family, maybe just 3 4 people. Then he says, once you can love beyond your family to other families, when you can go beyond a limited set of friends to all people around you, from family to community to religion to nation, when you can love every human being and all creatures, when you are expanding your love and kindness in this way, that is also another way to attain an expanded consciousness. So again, is it easy to love everybody just as ourselves? That definitely Jesus has said, love thy neighbor as thyself. So yes, it is the ideal. But is it easy? No. How do we love people? It is possible only when we love God first. When we love God first, and when we start to feel a divine presence within us, do we understand that there is a divine presence in every heart around me. God is within everybody. But it is by slowly, by meditation, by expanding my kindness, by love, by being generous, by serving others, do I realize that yes, this is one same being. And also listening to the scriptures. Krishna is clearly saying, I am in everything, I am in everything, everything is made by me, everything is pervaded by me, it is by me that everything functions. So you have heard this truth. In meditation, you have experienced it in yourself. And by loving others, you have consciously tried to expand yourself. So these are the different ways expand your consciousness. Yes, again, it is possible, appears to be difficult, but is not so, because your expanded consciousness is your own true nature. Therefore, you're only coming home to yourself. It's not a foreign territory that you have to go to. The journey to self realization is not a journey in space, it is not a journey in time. It is a journey which goes from the ego to the true self. And because right here, right now, you are the soul self. The truth is shining right now. Your own Atman is self luminous. Your own Atman is making it possible for you to have all these experiences of life that you are having. And therefore, the journey to self realization happens right now. And when you feel that you are that omnipresent presence, but the journey has to be taken in a sense, because we think we are the body and the ego. Therefore, for us, it appears that we have to go a long way, but that is not the case. So slowly, 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 keep hearing. That is why Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam is listening to the truth again and again is important, because then it gets into your conscious mind and you start to contemplate on the reality. And as your spiritual practices increase, it reinforces what you know already in you, that you are always present, you always exist, and you are immortal. So that's it.
Next question is, how can we not get caught up in the Maya even if the drama is right in front of us? If we don't deal with it, we'll get burned.
Okay, so again, a non attachment is the key. So you have whatever role you have to do, you have to play it to the best of your capability. Otherwise, the movie is not interesting. If you go to the cinema hall and let's say you're watching a Shah Rukh movie, and after every dialogue, Shah Rukh Khan says, no, but actually I'm Shah Rukh Khan. So then you're not going to watch the movie because you're not gone there for that. You've gone to see the intense involvement of the characters. And yet, the guy who's playing, who is Shah Rukh Khan, actually, he knows he's not that character. So you have to understand this, that once you start to see that this is a drama, and that's what Master said, step back, become a witness to even your own life, see your own life from a third person perspective, and obviously all other people's lives as well. Once you are able to do that, and then you are able to just play your role with all the efficiency. So in the sense, on the outside you may be very very angry on the outside for the other person, but in your heart you remain your calmness. You know that your anger in a given situation is only because the appropriate response to that part of the drama is anger, but in your heart you are unattached. When you are scolding a child, you are scolding the child because the child needs to get scolded. But in your heart, you are unattached. You are only playing an appropriate role at an appropriate time in a particular situation. But in your heart, you are always stable. You are always calm in your heart. You have to keep checking. So this is the way to check how attached you are, is how restless does your heart become as you play the roles that you play in life. If by regular meditation you can hold on to the calmness of meditation, then you are automatically doing what God has designed you to do, in the sense to stay in that calm state of non-attachment and yet to play the game of life, to play, to complete that role that you have been given. So again, is it easy? Yes and no. Easy because we are the self, difficult because we are so conditioned and so entrapped by our own desires and attachments, our own false limitations, that we need to take time to get out of this one by one. And again, the intensity of your self effort and the intensity of your love for God will decide how fast you are able to break the veil of Maya. You have to keep calling the mother. You have to not let down, well, in your effort, in the sense of at least your heart. So there are days when you are not able to meditate properly, but does your heart burn for God? Is there, do you have that thirst for God, that you are saying that even though my body is not working, God, and I'm not able to meditate today, but I will keep taking your name, and I will keep calling you, and I will keep praying you, I will keep disturbing you till you come and quieten your crying child. So how intense is your thirst, and your love for God will determine how fast all of this happens. But yes, we've got to play the role, but unattached in our heart. Any other question?
Yeah, we have last two questions, but I'll combine them because kind of they're together. What happens to the soul when creation dissolves? And the part of this will be, what role does karma play in the process of recreation?
Okay, so karma master, what master has said is, and is that whatever creatures have been projected in one cycle, in one kalpa, in one day of Brahma, so all of them are, if they have not found their freedom, if they have not found moksha, then they are withdrawn as seed form. And then in the next cycle of next day of Brahma, the same creatures with their past karma will be projected again. So the karma is going to carry forward from one kalpa to another, or from one day of Brahma to another, till each individual soul wants to get freed out of this and does the hard work of getting freed. So the seed form would be a potential causal nature. So when we leave the physical body, we still have the sukshma sharira. That means we still have the astral body, and we still have the causal body. We still have the thought, emotion, no attitude, or some the vasana complex which is there, and that is what creates more and more bodies. So till all the vasanas and all the samskaras are settled down, till all the vrittis that have been created in the consciousness, all movements have been settled down, till that time the more and more bodies will be created. And because more bodies will be created, and the person has not still understood the truth, he will create more and more karma. So this cycle will go ad infinitum, till the soul decides that I am done with this game, I am done with this world, and I am going to seek the truth. So till that time, this will continue one cycle to the next, millions of years to the next million of years, till each soul is free. So again, this again explains us the urgency of why we should seek our freedom right now. There's a example that, general example that Ramakrishna Paramahansa would give, said that once the harvest is, taken out, once the crop is grown and the harvest is taken, then the granny of the house, she goes into the fields and she collects the small seeds and she puts them in a small potli or a sack, and then in the next season she spreads them again, and then again plants grow. So similarly, God collects all the, after the harvest, as in all this cycle has been played out, the seed or the potential nature of all creatures is absorbed in God Himself, and then it is through Prakriti again reprojected, and those seeds will sprout again. Now, again, the quality of the seed will determine the quality of the plant, and that seed is the karmic seed that we have, and again, we have to fight those same battles. So, might as well, now is the time, is what we should think. We don't know whether tomorrow will come, in the sense, in this body. Yes, tomorrow will come. But whether we have this body or not, we don't know. Whether this opportunity is there with us or not, we don't know. Therefore, let us utilize today, this hour, this moment. Let's call upon God with all the fervor of our being right now, right here. I think that's it.
That's all for tonight, Dr. Radhika.
Thank you, everybody. Jai Guru. God bless us all.
Guru.